Now I'm going to read to you Cornerstones of Freedom, the Story of D-Day by Conrad Stein. Children's Press, Chicago. The engines of large aircraft roared above the town in Caen, France, on the night of June 5, 1944. Europe was in the midst of World War II. German forces had taken over most of Europe, including France. The people of Caen thought another group of bombers was passing over their town. One man, a veteran of the French army, looked up at the planes in the moonlit night. He saw a line of 6 two-engine planes, each one followed closely by 6 peculiar-looking aircraft that had no propellers. As 2 of the planes came nearer, the man thought he saw a cable connecting one of the 2-engine planes to one of the propellerless planes. Those aren't bombers, the Frenchman thought to himself, as they're gliders. The planes and the gliders rumbled over Caen and disappeared into the night. 30 men and 100 pounds of equipment were jammed into each glider. Their destination was a region called Normandy on the southwest coast of France. 2 important bridges there were held unguarded by German troops. The Allies needed those bridges. The men in the gliders were British paratroopers who had trained for months to perform this one operation. At a precise moment, the towing cables were released and the planes roared into the clouds while gliders whispered down toward the earth. Looking like huge black eagles, the gliders swooped down towards the 2 bridges, which could just barely be seen in the light of full moon. As their craft inched towards the ground, the glider pilots tried to pick out smooth areas where they could land gently, yet still close to the bridges. One pilot had thought he had found a good spot in a cornfield near the river. He eased his craft down and waited, hoping for a soft landing. With a crash and a jerk, the undercarriage of a glider hit the cornfield and bounced upward. The glider hit the ground again and skidded across the field as if it was plowing a fresh row of corn. Finally, the glider came down to the end of its long skid and settled into the dirt of the cornfield. There was a second of almost church-like silence. "All right, lads, let's go," said an officer. The men clambered out of the glider and rushed the bridge. The rattle of a machine gun broke the silence. Then grenades exploded and hundreds of tracer bullets with bright red trails streaked into the night. The Germans defending the bridge were shocked by the surprise attack, and well-trained British paratroopers pressed towards their objective. The British overwhelmed German foxholes one after another with grenades, rifle fire, and bayonet. Soon paratroopers charged over the bridge and attacked German positions on the far side of the river. In only 15 minutes, the first battle of D-Day was over. The bridge had been captured, and the British were rounding up German prisoners. One young paratrooper felt strangely disappointed. He had practiced this operation for months, and now it was all over. It seemed to have been all ridiculously easy.